Audio. Hey, Benny. Unit 2 is what we're working on. And we worked in it before. You worked in it before with us. So I don't know what you got with it. You're going to have a hard time doing this today without it. Correct. It's going to be hard to color on it if you don't have it. So I don't know what you're doing with it. That's Unit 2 right there I'm looking at. It has regions on top. Yup, starts with regions. That's Unit 2. Stop trying to cause problems where there aren't any. Okay. Share screen, live image. Okay, friends, those of you that are on the virtual platform, and it's already messed up again. Give me a second. Let me share screen again. I don't know why it does this every time, other than the loveliness of Zoom. Those of you that are live in my class, you see that Mr. Vandiver came by yesterday after our long faculty meeting, and he reconfigured all this. You see this? It's no longer on the big box anymore. Set up for social studies. Because I have to have this set up differently for science and for social studies. Y'all don't even notice that, do you? Yeah. And that thing weighs a lot because it's old. Just like computers of a long time ago were big, like that. Now computers are little, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, essentially, this is a computer. This has a larger memory than the first spaceship that went to the moon. This whole thing. This is a computer in our pocket. Phones of 15 years ago only called people. They certainly wouldn't connect to the internet, take photos via a way to retrieve information from the internet and do calculations on a calculator and take photos and be a scanner and be your clock and your calendar and have your email on it and your social media platforms and your coupon collector and your shopping. I mean, look, all the stuff on our phones now. 15 years, that's me, that's my granddaughter. All the stuff on our phones. It's got all my health data. It's got my personal, my home security network on it. I can watch my home at any time from my phone. Not possible 15 years ago.
Where is that?
That's my front door. Okay, so these are computers. Okay, that has a specific purpose. It's very limited, right? Weighs a ton because it's old. So I can't lift that thing. It weighs 15 or 20 pounds. And you know how we've talked about density of the Northeast? Because it's a small area and it holds 1/5 of all the people in the US, it's dense, right? If you had that many people in a large area, it wouldn't be that dense, would it? It'd be less crowded, right? This thing, 15 or 20 pounds in these little tubes, it feels like it weighs a lot. It's dense. Does that make sense? Kinda, if you had this same weight in this rock would feel really heavy, wouldn't it? It'd be very dense. Y'all see what I'm saying? So this thing right here feels really heavy to me. So if I hold it like a minute or so, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really straining my neck. So Craig had to come and fix it up for me so we can actually use this right now. All right. So if you notice, it's a little bit easier to see with the contrast, right? It's a little better than it was. Okay. So this is the page we're on. West region. Find it in your packet. This goes for my students that are at home. Right now we're doing old school, so I need you to get your paper packet, Unit 1, Part 2. And we're on the west region, physical features. So you need to get to the page that looks like this, okay? We're gonna make yours look like this. This is the one that I did already to take a picture and put online, which I didn't do yet. I went home last night and went to sleep, crazy enough. Yes. Me too. All right, guys, so this is one already pre-made. I'm gonna make one with you. So you have a blank, all right? So we're gonna start with Pacific Ocean. So starting with your light blue, we're gonna color along this coastline neatly. Please be careful with your pencil sharpeners. You're not gonna color down here because that's where Mexico is. Okay, we're not getting rid of Mexico, so we're not coloring beneath California. Okay, we're only coloring where the Pacific Ocean is. All right, also the Pacific Ocean is up here, south of Alaska. So you're gonna color in your inset box here neatly. You're not coloring over the state of Alaska. We're not coloring to this side because this is the Bering Sea. We're not coloring north of Alaska because that's the Arctic Ocean. We're only coloring this side of Alaska, okay? This right here is a line of islands. Those are the Aleutian Islands. All right, so also Hawaii, surrounding Hawaii is the Pacific Ocean. So you're gonna color in this box, not across the islands. We're not getting rid of the islands. We're coloring all the water that surrounds the islands. Do not scribble across those islands. We're not getting rid of them. We're coloring around them. Okay, bless you. That, everywhere we just colored light blue, is the Pacific Ocean. That's here, that's here, that's there. Okay? Nope. Pacific Ocean. All right. Okay, has everybody caught up to me with Pacific Ocean?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have my friends online caught up to me with Pacific Ocean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to color is actually the Sierra Nevadas. That's going to be purple. Your pencil might be marked violet. Violet means purple, okay? So this one's going to start down here in Southern California. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you very much. Okay, so this one starts here in Southern California and it goes up kind of in a line. Kind of goes in the middle of the state. A little bit into Oregon, just a tiny bit into Oregon. Okay, kind of right in the middle of the state, doesn't it? That's the Sierra Nevada mountains. That was 2 dojos for taking up the mess on your own. I didn't have to say anything to you about it. Love the glitter on your sleeve, by the way. Okay, I know my Elmo is kind of changing the color, but that's purple. This might help you if you look at this one, okay? That's light blue in the ocean and purple on the Sierra Nevada mountains, okay? Mountains that go right up through the center of the state. They're in California. Guys, the paragraphs that you wrote yesterday, if you could take those and pass them back towards me, I appreciate it. I want to keep a record of your work that you've done through the year. In a sense, hey, you didn't turn yours in yesterday. Where's your paragraph? Right now you have a 0. I sure hope that you want to turn that 0 into something else. Thank you. All right, stop talking, friends. Okay, is that everybody's? Okay, so the next one we're going to use is light green, and that's going to be the Central Valley. So that is right here next to those Sierra Nevada mountains. Bless you. Okay, that's the Central Valley.
Everything's so far in California.
What's that?
Everything's so far in California.
Yes, they're off the coast of it. Joanna, yes, ma'am.
Maybe somebody should go there and get our iPhones.
Oh, yeah. We got an update on that. Now they're saying sometime in December, maybe January.
For my
or maybe sometime in the spring. And LEAP will be at the end of May. So we are having LEAP, but it's going to be at the very end of the school year, which is good because that means we can get all of your knowledge in before they actually test you. Because in years past, we were supposed to teach you, they tested you, and like in math, they would always say, this is what we're going to test you on. Don't worry about that last unit because you won't get tested on that last unit. And then they would test you, and the things they said that weren't going to be on the test were. And the teachers were always like, well, that's not fair. You just gypped our students and tested them on stuff you said you weren't going to, and they did anyway. And the thing that irritated me was erosion. What I teach you guys, they test you on an ELA. So what I bust my honey on teaching you, she gets credit for. I'm like, well, that's not right. It makes her look like a great teacher. And I'm like, well, come on, really? I'm busting it. Miss Daniels, she gets the credit for it. Y'all get tested on an ELA. And I'm like, well, that sticks for me. Because I teach you guys that in science and social studies. You're about to get social studies next week. Yeah, y'all have already had erosion in science, and now you're about to have it in social studies too. And then you get tested on it in ELA on the LEAP test. So.
Does that mean that, what are you going to be tested on for your class?
New information.
New information.
Yeah, stuff you've not seen before.
Info.
Volcanoes, I can tell you that shows up, but it's very, very particular information, so you got to pay attention, Bryson.
Volcanoes.
Volcanoes will be on there. All right, so Central Valley, Sierra Nevada Mountains, Pacific Ocean are what we have on there so far. Got that?
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is going to be another mountain range. It starts in Oregon and goes up through Washington State. It's called the Cascade Mountains. So they start where the Sierra Nevadas end. It's orange, yes. Stop talking, please. Okay. And it was in this range where, I don't think I've showed you guys the footage yet, but Mount St. Helens was in the Cascade Mountains. Mount St. Helens eruption was in the Cascade Mountains. Or is, because it's still there. Cascade Mountains. Okay, and yes, that's orange. Okay, it's orange. You don't know how to spell any of these, are on the board also. I know the one that's written in yellow you can't see, but everything else you can read on the whiteboard. Okay, your next one, if you can't tell me from moving the pencil, is yellow. Okay? Yellow. Or Yeller, if you've seen the movie Old Yeller. Okay, so this next one is the Great Basin, which was on your worksheets in your last quiz for social studies. What is it, Joanna? Green girl, get a yellow out of the bucket. Come on, let's move quickly. Move like you have a purpose. Like you have a purpose. Like you have somewhere to be. The whole class has somewhere to be. No. We don't have any more A and B fire drills, by the way. This whole school moves at once now. All right, whoever's talking, stop. All right, so this next one covers much of Nevada, part of Utah, part of Idaho, and part of Oregon. Okay, so not quite. Much of it. No, the yellow is brighter than the Elmo. Show it. Mhm. Okay. It is very much, it covers a large area. Don't you have a hand sharpener? What is it? Great Basin. That is the Great Basin. So I'm going to write mine in yellow colored pencil, but then I'm going to trace over it in something that's red, yellowish brown. You guys can trace over it in regular pencil because you don't have a brownish pen. Yeah, you could use your brownish colored pencil. Okay. Nope, we have one more. Okay, is everybody caught up to this? Everybody on it? Innocent, are you caught up? Okay. Last one is brown. And it goes through a large area. Okay. This one is going to start down here. In the corner of Colorado. Go through Wyoming. And Montana. Okay, these are the Rocky Mountains. You can. Rocky Mountains. Okay, does everybody have this last one done?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jackson and Megan, do you have this last one done? Rocky Mountains.
Yes, ma'am.
Jackson, do you have yours done?
Done. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share on this one, and I'm going to go pull, well, I'll be back in just a minute, but I'm going to pull the flash drive and then go to the original sources so we can read from the original source, okay? I'll be right back. There should not be talking in this room. Joanna, why are we continuing to talk? You were what? Okay, why don't you go back to your seat? There's not more for you to copy right now. And sitting in the front is causing talking apparently. Share screen, PDF, share. Okay, can you guys see something that says Northeast region? Megan and Jackson?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay, I'm going to have to shut this down, stop share, and shut it down and reopen it because it's being weird. Because, you know, it can be. Removable disk, regions. Please be patient, my friends. Oh, that is not right. That is not right at all. Please tell me the rest of this is correct. Okay, here we go. Be patient with me, guys. I will eventually get to the source content. Somewhere in there. It's there somewhere. It's coming. There we go. All right, so in the West region, this is where we got our information. Sierra Nevadas. There's one mountain range. And this is not sharing right now. So let me get this where I can share the information. Share screen. Here we go. All right, Megan and Jackson, can you right now see something that says West Region Physical Features, United States?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is where we got the information that you just added to your map. Sierra Nevada mountain chain goes right up through the middle of California. And then the Cascade mountain range. Here is that Central Valley that we colored in green. Here's actually another little mountain range, but we didn't color it in. You guys, everybody in my physical class, as well as my virtual class, you see there's another mountain range right here. That's why they call this the Central Valley, because it's actually located between two mountain ranges, Sierra Nevada, which is larger, and then this little mountain range right here, the coastal range. So between these two mountain ranges, there's a valley. Everybody see that? What's that? Okay, so you have a coastal range, which is a mountain range right along the coast. You have a valley, which means lowland, and you have the Sierra Nevada mountains. Okay, and then you have the beach over here.
So I'm going to look up.
Okay, and then up in California, I'm sorry, not California, Washington State and Oregon, you have the Cascade Range right up here. And here's more of that coastal range. You see it right here? Okay, and then the Rocky Mountains. What do you notice about these? Are they a bigger mountain range? Do they cover a larger area? Yes, they do. And then here's your Great Basin. They're located between all those mountains. Okay. So it says farmland in the Central Valley. So right here lies some of the most fertile land in the nation. So let's switch over to stop share on this one. And let's go back to share on ImageMate. Share on this one. If I can find a pencil, it'd be fabulous. All right. Farmland. So what do we just read about their farmland? Okay. Stop share on this. Need you guys to pay attention this time, okay? I don't want it word for word. Come on. What does it say in your own words? Interpret it. Yes, ma'am. First of all, in what area? Okay, so I'll write that part in right now so we don't forget that. In the Central Valley, we'll see it in a minute when I switch over. Okay, so in the Central Valley, yes, ma'am. Okay, great job. Stop share on this one. Share on this one. Okay, in the Central Valley, there is a lot of very fertile land. Great job, Jordan. Just got a call to the site. My phone was turned all the way down. Okay, so let's go back over to the other content again. Back to this content. Mountain ranges. I need someone other than Jordan because I have a fair number of other little faces in this class, right? Mountain ranges. Okay, so I kind of pointed this out earlier. What is the largest range? The Rocky Mountains. What else can we say? In your words, not the author's words. Oh yeah, come get it. What else can you tell me? In your words, not the author's words. Come on, guys. Jordan, put your hand down because I want other people to start participating more. Jordan's not going to take your LEAP test for you at the end of May. Each one of you guys are taking your own test. You've got to all participate. What other mountain ranges do we include on our map?
Cascade.
Cascades. What else?
Sierra.
Sierra Nevadas. And we also mentioned the coastal ranges, right? Okay. Stop share on this one and go to the other share screen. Okay. The Rocky Mountains. And I'm going to abbreviate here because we're not writing a paragraph. Are the largest mountain range. There are several other ranges, including what, Bryson? Literally, look at the map. The what? Cascades. What else? We've already named the Rockies. Sierra Nevadas. And then the other one we mentioned a minute ago that's not on our map. And the, what was the other ones? They're along the coast. So what are they called? Coastal mountains. Not really, it's just listing them out. So I'm going to zoom in so my friends, especially online, can see this better. based on our faculty meeting yesterday, apparently fourth grade's still the only grade in school that has group desks. Apparently, we're still the only group in the school that has group desks. Because we're the largest. I now have 22 in my homeroom. I got another kid today. I have no more virtual students in my homeroom. I know, I'm happy about that part. Not happy for him with 0 in both classes. He's done looking all year. That's why he's here. Because that grade's gonna start coming way up real fast.
Now I study to be
Physical. You got a teacher breathing over your neck all the time.
yeah, totally.
Teacher's gonna force your grade to come up. It is hard to be virtual, isn't it, Bryson? It's a lot more work.
It's really hard.
It is. You have to find all your work. You have a lot of, don't do that. Don't do that with scissors. You have to find all your work. There's glitches often with Zoom. There's glitches often with Canvas. I went through a week of Canvas not opening up the assignments for my students, and it was posted by another teacher who's actually highly skilled in Canvas. Myself, another teacher, and a third teacher could get into it, but then my other students couldn't. So it was posted correctly. It was a glitch in Canvas. The following week is posted exactly the same, and it worked just fine. There's a problem in Canvas itself.
It's all your own fault.
No, but apparently Canvas is new enough that it's got a lot of problems within it. And I'm part of 3 different groups, online on Facebook, the private groups for teachers with Canvas. And Canvas for college works much easier than Canvas for lower level schools. And the lower you go in schools, the more problems there are in Canvas. And so nationally, teachers are finding a lot of problems with Canvas because it's too new. Google runs a lot smoother. Canvas has got so many problems with it. It's not just Caddo Parish, it's around the nation.
When you like miss one,
So frustrating. And it's so frustrating for our kids.
when you miss one day, there's so much work you don't know what you have to do.
Yes. And see, I see it from both sides because Colby, being high school, has been virtual and face-to-face. And Colby is an overachiever. He's also gifted. So he is trying to get all his work done, but he's got a teacher that is still having problems with Canvas, and she's kind of given up, and she's just putting zeros across the board in everybody's grades. So all of her students have F's. Every single student she has an F. Everyone. And she's putting them in. We got 5 F calls yesterday. And we're like, oh. And it's already a hard subject anyway. When you're learning a foreign language, you need assistance. You need to be face to face. So he's really frustrated. So I see it from both sides. I do. All 3 of your teachers are parents, and so we're seeing it from both sides. But I'm the only one that's a parent of a Caddo Parish school. Their 2 kids go to DeSoto Parish, so they're using Google Classroom. It's different. That's what we used last year. I'm a parent of a Caddo Parish school student, so Colby's using Canvas just like you are. So I see the problems from a parent point of view with Canvas, and I see it from a teacher point of view with Canvas too. Okay, so I get it. I do. I totally do. All right, guys. Because poor Colby, some nights he's up late working on his stuff because Canvas glitches and Zoom glitches, and I know that. That's why we're told as teachers, you need to have students turn everything in on Canvas, and I'm like, watch me. I'm going to tell people to get it in any way you can. If it takes meeting you in a parking lot to get the physical paper thing, I will do that because I know Canvas has got problems. I get that. I'm a parent too of a Caddo Parish student. I know that. That's reality. I've experienced Canvas enough to know. I totally get it. All right, guys, let's go on with the next one, okay? All right, let's go back to this in our next physical feature, coastline. So we can tell there's a lot of coastline, right? And it's not just here, because what are the two states that are in the inset boxes, guys? Alaska and Hawaii. And what is our biggest state in the United States? Alaska. It doesn't look big in that inset box, but it actually is humongous. Okay.
It's bigger than the whole world.
No, but it's bigger than Texas. It's large. It looks small in the inset box. Okay. It has the Arctic Ocean to its north. It has the Bering Sea to its west, and it has the Pacific Ocean to its south. Okay.
The Pacific Ocean lies on the way.
Okay, so the next physical feature it wants us to look at is coastline. It just says the outer edge of the west lies along the Pacific Ocean, but also the southern edge of Alaska lies along the Pacific Ocean, and Hawaii is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. So we're actually going to expand on that coastline thing a little bit. Okay, we're going to nope. We're going to add a little bit more because their answer there is insufficient. Sometimes that happens. Not often, but sometimes. It means not enough. Coastline. The outer edge of the west coast is, I'm going to put bounded. In other words, the edge is the Pacific Ocean, is bounded by the Pacific Ocean. Alaska's southern edge is the Pacific. Hawaii is in the Pacific. In other words, the ocean is important to the West. So do you think that seafood probably plays a large role in their economy?
Yes, like a lobster.
Maybe lobster, but probably fish for sure. Well, this is all made by people. This whole curriculum is made by people. Ocean after the word Pacific is capital. No, capital. I wish I could do that. I've got a migraine right now. No go. Getting head. All right, so our last one is forest.
The most common.
I'm not mistaken, your third one. It's just that this one isn't interrupted by someone on the intercom at 3 o'clock. You don't have recess and lunch coming in there. That's why it feels like this is the longest. You don't have all the interruptions. Although you have people coming in late on bus, and your teacher has to get up to do all the temps, and you have trash going out, and attendance.
I do the trash though.
Okay, has everybody got this done?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like some are still writing. Some are still writing. Okay. Stop sharing this one and go back to the original. On this one, there is. No, no. Okay, so a rainforest runs along the Pacific coast from California all the way to Alaska. Oh, I keep forgetting this is not a touch screen. This is an old cheapo. So a rainforest runs from here, up here, through Canada, up to Alaska. So they have more rain than Louisiana has. So a rainforest runs along the Pacific coast from California all the way to Alaska. Crazy, right? Cray, cray. All right. Rainforest. I'll move this up a little bit. Rainforests run along the Pacific coast. Bless you. From where to where? California, and I'm abbreviating it to Alaska. Are y'all okay with abbreviating the states?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you would be. I didn't think you would object. I have somebody in third block who will want to write it completely off of. Okay, so that last blank at the bottom of the page. Describe how the physical features of this region are different from each other. So you need to write this one yourself. Look at those 4 different physical features and write a sentence mentioning those 4 different physical features. Yeah, just write a sentence saying how you have those 4 different physical features. We've done one for the southeast together, and we've done one for the northeast together. Now you're going to write one for the west. There you go. You got to use these features. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, we have another thing that we're going to do, but we're going to use vitamin B today. We have another thing we're going to do today that cuts down on the amount of work we have to do tomorrow, so that we have more time tomorrow to do paragraph. What? Paragraph. Yep, paragraph every other day.
Oh, no. This is not reading. Oh, what?
Told you, social studies has more writing than reading.
So, Monday we have one, Wednesday we have one,
Yeah. Welcome to social studies.
welcome. I want to look at
This is why in a lot of schools they combine ELA with social studies. A lot of schools do that. Not here, but a lot of schools do that. And they request that they combine ELA reading and social studies.
So my math teacher was my math and science. And then the reading teacher, she did reading and
We might not get this finished, but anything we get done today is less what we do tomorrow. Yeah. Work. Anything we get done on this today, less work we have to do on this tomorrow. More time we have to do paragraph.
No.
No, because it's a different reason.
West region, not the northeast region.
All right, talking.
Oh, no.
We know where the broom is. Okay. Do my friends online have all this copied?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have that statement at the bottom of the page done also, right?
Sit down.
Okay. So what you guys are going to do is send me a picture, however you can get the picture done to me. I guess you guys heard my spiel earlier about me acknowledging the fact that Canvas has problems galore. And you never can tell where the problems will show up. And sometimes it's only one student that has a problem. Sometimes it's all students that have a problem. And I acknowledge that. That's why.
Miss Randall,
Yes. Yes, Jackson.
fine if I just wrote it on. Is it fine if I just wrote it on a sheet of paper? Because my thing on my other paper, like the thing you have on your paper, my student threw it away because I didn't know.
Jackson, slow down, baby. There is a lot of feedback when you're talking to me, and I can't really understand you. Can you type that to me in the chat box? Can you find the chat box and type it to me? Because I can't understand what you're saying. Do you see the chat box? I can't get it to pop up on my computer until you type something to me. Because this is an old computer the school has given me to use. So I can't get it to pop up on mine until you start typing. Can you find the chat box? All right. All my friends, you have this and your first and last name are written upon it, yes? I just passed it out. Did I not pass one out to my middle table? Okay, Jackson, did you type something to me yet? What's that? One new message? Okay. Oh, and it popped up, then it went away. Jackson, send me another message so it pop up again. I need my physical students to stop talking so I can pay attention and try to get my computer to pop up my chat feature again. So many reasons for me not to like this old computer they gave me. This poor old thing. I like my new computer of my own. Mine is. If it's not an emergency, please wait, okay? Okay, for Megan and Jackson, now we are in the PowerPoint. That's where this is coming from. It is slide 32 in the PowerPoint, okay? So my friends in class, you can see this on the screen, yes? Okay, so you can see this is not a picture of Alaska in 1800s. This is a picture of the West and the resources that are in the West around 2016 or so. 2016, 2018. No, it's not. What has been found in Alaska in 2016, 2018? Gold. What has been found in California and hold on. What time do y'all go to enrichment?
Something.
Okay, so gold was also found in Nevada. And this is not talking about 1850s. This is 2000.
I'm going there.
We're going to read it in a minute. Okay, so that's pretty cool that that's being found more recent days, right?
Wow, I'm going.
Um,
I have to go and get the gold.
okay, so yes, ma'am.
Is gold more valuable
I
than
can't
gold?
understand you.
Is gold more valuable than diamonds?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. All right, so let's get to reading source 3, the economy of the West. The West region is one of the nation's centers for wood products. These include lumber, plywood, cardboard, and paper. Alongside wood, a major industry found in this region is energy. Allie, I need you to turn around and pay attention to what I'm reading.
Energy is gold, right?
I need you, everybody, paying attention to this. Oil and coal are found all over the region, especially in Alaska, where a pipeline was built to supermarkets. Hold on, super tankers that carry oil to other parts of the United States and the world. Guys, it's hard to read that, and I've read it for a couple of years already, so I'm going to read the rest of the passage to you, but I need to pay attention to that, okay? So far we've mentioned wood and we've mentioned energy. During the 1840s, gold was found in California that set off a gold rush. Miners from all over the country moved to California in search of gold. Today, there is a modern day gold rush occurring in Alaska and Nevada. Approximately $1 billion with a B dollars worth of gold was produced in Alaska in 2015, while over $6 billion worth of gold was produced in Nevada. That's a lot of money worth of gold.
Money?
Money's worth. Seafood is another major industry with over 10% of the nation's seafood caught along the Pacific coast, and over 50% of the nation's seafood is caught in Alaska. So where is half of all seafood in the entire country caught? Alaska. Various crops are also grown in the fertile areas of this region. More than 150 different fruits and vegetables are grown in the Central Valley of California and Willamette Valley of Oregon. So 150 different fruits and vegetables grown in that little green patch that we covered in California. Crops grown in the area include apricots, almonds, strawberries, cabbage, lettuce, and tomatoes, to name a few. In Hawaii, pineapples and can we stop with all the noises of feet? Pineapples and I think sugarcane are also grown. I cut too much of that article off. Sugarcane are also grown. Okay, so we have a couple minutes left, so let's go to our chart. Stop share on this one. Share screen on ImageMate. So what would be the first thing that we mentioned? Let's go this real quick again. Well, no, let's wood. So it's lumber, plywood, cardboard, and paper. Then the next one will be energy. So share screen, wood. All right, so I'm going to write it like this diagonal. Okay. Much wood is harvested and used as, it said lumber, right? What else did it say? Paper. Did it say plywood? Plywood. Did it mention anything else?
Furniture.
Did it mention furniture? I can't remember. Stop share. Be polite to one another. Okay, so lumber, plywood, cardboard, and paper. Lumber, paper, plywood, and cardboard. And the next thing it mentioned was energy, correct? Okay, let me go back to the article. Share screen, article, energy. Oil and coal, especially in Alaska where a pipeline was built to carry oil. So oil and coal, especially in Alaska, super tanker for oil to be carried away. Oil and coal. Oil plus coal, especially, ESP is what I'm going to use for a short form for especially, in Alaska, where a pipeline was built to a super tanker. To carry oil worldwide. That's going to be all we get done today, okay?
I know you got some too.
Yes,
I
I
know
do.
what yours gonna have to come down fast here.
Oh, yes. Very
know
peaceful
you.
stop.
I know you.
Yeah, yeah. stop for the good stuff.
Hey, as long as I know I can come get it, I know I can turn around and I ain't crazy. Thank you. But be close. My husband fixes things for a living, so I have tools in my classroom.
Oh, you bring it here.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Mr. Woods knows that.
Wow.
Yes. See, my walls are professionally painted. I have like the best paint room in the school. My husband, he does this for a living. Yeah. All right. So once you get that done, put it in your notebook. We're going to continue with this tomorrow. And Jackson, as soon as I drop the kids off at enrichment, I'll come back and we'll chit chat through chat function. Okay. All right, guys, put that work in your folder and we'll continue with this tomorrow. We got to get you guys to enrichment, okay? All right. Quiet. Put that in your folder. By the way, to my friends online, you have the choice of writing this by hand in your paperwork or doing it digital in the PowerPoint. Either way works for me as long as you submit to me your work, okay? Either way works. All right, friends, I need you quiet. Oh, yes. All right, guys, straight line, straight line, straight line. Sanitize your hands. Come on, Joanna, in line. Come on. Come on. Okay, right. Let's go. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it advertised. Okay. Jackson, where'd you go?